Hello everyone, welcome. Assalamu alaikum, welcome. We're going to do a quick session now. We're going to go through paper 2 of November 2023 and let's jump straight into it. Here is question 1. If you need more time, press pause, and when you are ready, you can play for the answer. Question 1a, expand and simplify 3 brackets 2y take away 5 plus 7 brackets y plus 2. So step 1 is I am going to expand the brackets. Expand brackets. Okay, and usually I am going to represent it with the arrows, and the arrow means multiply. And then step 2, I am going to collect like terms. And then I will simplify. Okay, so let me rewrite this just so that I have space. 3 bracket 2y minus 5 plus 7y plus 2. So this is saying 3 is multiplying everything inside the bracket. So I'm going to expand this. It's going to give me one term. I'm going to multiply this, gives me a second term. This is going to multiply that, which will give me another term. And then that will give me another term. So 3 times 2y. 3 times 2 is 6, so that's 6y. 3 times minus 5y, minus 5. So a positive and a negative gives me a negative. 3 times 5 is 15. 7 times y is just 7y. And because it's positive, I can add a plus. Then I've got 7 times 2 gives me 14, so that's plus 14. So I've expanded the brackets. Now I need to collect my like terms. So I've got 6y and 7y. I've got minus 15 and plus 14. So 6y plus 7, 6 plus 7 gives me 13y. It's a calculator paper, so feel free to use a calculator. Minus 15 plus 14 is minus 1. So my final answer is 13y take away 1. Okay, and have a go at question 1b. Question 1b, factorize fully 6x squared plus 15x. So I am going to be looking for what goes into each term. So I am going to step 1, rewrite these in their prime factor forms, if you like. Rewrite using prime factors. And then step 2, I will take out what's common. Take out common factors. And then step 3, I am going to put brackets. So 6 is, so let me rewrite this, 6x squared plus 15x. So 6 is 3 times 2. X squared is x times x. Plus 15 is 3 times 5, and then times x. So you can see I've got 3 here and 3 there. I've got x here and an x there, so I can take them out. 3x. Then I put my brackets. I've got here 2 and x, so that's 2x, and I've got here 5, so plus 5. So this is now fully factorized fully. So 3 or x would get you 1 mark, and then the remainder of it would give you 2 marks. Let's go on to the next question. Question 1C, off you go. And if you need more time, press pause. Question 1C, make G the subject of the formula. F equals to 3G plus 11. Now, we've been doing this a few times, last lesson and previous lesson. So we should be familiar with this. So this should be quite straightforward, hopefully, by now. So step 1, I need to follow BIDMAS. And then I need to go backwards, step 2. Okay, so what am I doing? If I write this out, F equals to 3G plus 11. I want to make G the subject of the formula, so I start off with G. What happens to G next? It becomes 3G. So I'm multiplying by 3. It becomes 3G. Then what's happening to G? I'm adding 11. So plus 11. So it becomes 3G plus 11. So now I'm going backwards. So opposite of plus 11 is going to be minus 11. Opposite of times 3 will be divided by 3. So that's how this works out. And if you don't do this, if you do this in your head, then you can just look at this and see that what's furthest away from G is the 11. So what's opposite of plus 11 is minus 11 on both sides. So it becomes F take away 11 equals 3G. Then we want to remove the 3. So we need to divide by 3 on both sides. So it's F minus 11 all over 3 equals to G. So you can have that there. So that is worth 2 marks. G equals to F take away 11 all over 3 is our final answer. All right, so that is this question. Question 1 is worth 6 marks. So let's do our little tally to see how well we are doing. So based on last year's grade boundaries, summer 2023, to get a grade 3, we needed 31 marks in total. So per paper, 11 marks. So we have now banked 6 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks. So well done if you got all of those correct. Now we're going to jump to question 4. Remember, we're kind of getting our brains warmed up. There's a lot of text there. I'm going to skip that. A lot of text there. I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to jump to question 4. Okay, so question 4. Press pause and have a go. Oops, let me plug my wires in before this laptop shuts down. Okay, question 4. If you need more time, then press pause, and when you're ready, press play for the answer. Question 4. Solve 5x take away 14 equals to 52 take away x. I'm just going to rewrite this so I have space. 5x take away 14 equals to 52 take away x. So I've got an x on the left-hand side of the equation and the right-hand side of the equation. So step 1 is to bring the x's together. Bring x's together. Once I have the x's together, I can then solve. So step 2 is solve to find x. And usually that is BIDMAS in reverse. So what we've just done if we do the opposite of that in terms of what we've just done. So similar to that. So step 1 is we've got 5x here and minus x there. So I'm going to choose the smaller x. So the smaller x is minus 1x. I choose the smaller one so that I don't have to work with negatives. What's the opposite of minus x? It's plus x. So this will disappear and I do plus x on this side as well. So 6x plus x, 5x plus 6x gives me 5x plus 1x gives me 6x. I'm giving away the answer there. All right, so that's now that. So if you remember, I'm doing BIDMAS in reverse. I'm starting with x. It becomes 6x, so we're timesing by 6. Then I've got taking away by 14. 6x take away 14. So we're going backwards. We're going to be doing opposite, which is plus 14. And then opposite of times by 6 is going to be divide by 6. Okay, so if you saw that, that's great. If you haven't, you can see that. So what's furthest away from x is minus 14. So we do plus 14 on both sides. 52 plus 14, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. It's a calculator paper, so feel free to use your calculator. And then we've got 6x, opposite of times by 6 is divide by 6. So this becomes x equals 2. 66 divided by 6 is 11. So that's my final answer. So that was worth a nice 3 marks there. So that's nice. Let's add that to our tally. 1, 2, 3 marks. So we've banked 9 marks. We are 2 marks away from banking our grade 3. Okay, so now we are going to jump to question 6. Now, as you are turning the pages, if you feel like something is easier for you, you can do that question. Let's look at question 5. Lots of text there, so we're going to skip that to question 6. So remember, we're warming up our brains as we're going through this paper. So as we are doing the easy questions, our brain is thinking about the hard questions. Okay, I'm going to give you a few moments. Try question 6. Okay, so question 6. If you need more time, press pause. We haven't done this question before, so this is the first time it's appeared in recent times. So I will take my time with this. Question 6. The bearing of port B from port A is 147 degrees. Work out the bearing of port A from port B. So first of all, step 1 is to sketch a diagram. Sketch diagram. Okay, this is a technique my A-level teacher taught me. Always draw a diagram, sketch a diagram. Let these words echo in your mind. So let's sketch a diagram, and then that may help us decide what's going to go on. So bearings always start from north. Okay, let me write that down. So north is what we need to put here. So let's do this from north. And the bearing of port B from port A is 147. So this is 147 degrees. So that's my sketch. All right. So this is A and this is B. From port A, that's the key word. From port A, I've got 147. So those are this is the key word, from. Whenever you see from, that's what we are labeling it. So from port A. So because it's from, we use that as A. Start with north, and then it's 147 degrees. So we've got that. So now what do we do? So work out the bearing of port B, of port A from port B. So this is what we are working out now. So that means I'm going to draw north, and I'm looking for this bearing here. This bearing here. So this is my bearing. I'll label that as X. That's what I'm trying to work out. So step 1, I've drawn my sketch. I've drawn my diagram. Step 2 is going to be, I'm going to use my laws of parallel lines, step 2. or rules of parallel lines, rules of parallel lines, and then I am gonna find you can see I'll be able to work out this angle here. Once I know this angle, I can work out the other angle. So step 3 is angles at a point. Angles at a point equals 360 degrees. All right, so I hope that's clear. So a bit of a long explanation there. So here we can see this is a parallel lines. So this is a C angle. So C angles or complementary, supplementary, they make 180 degrees. So to work out this angle, it's going to be 180 minus 147. You can use your calculator. So that gives us 33. So this is 33. Angles at a point make 360. So x equals to 360 take away 33. That gives us 327. And bearings are from north, 3 digits. So that is my final answer, 327. All right, hope that's okay. All right, next question. We are going to jump to question 8. Question 8, let's jump to that. Okay, and this has come up quite a few times. It's very likely to come up in paper 2 or paper 3. And press pause. If you need more time, press play. Oops, one thing I forgot to do is I forgot to add the tally. What was that worth? I'm rushing today. I've got a few home things going on and so on. So I don't want to make mistakes. If you rush, you end up making mistakes. So that's worth 2 marks. 1, 2. So 5, 10, 11 marks. Got a grade 3 there. We've banked our grade 3. Let's get into question 8. Question 8, if you need more time, press pause now. Really important, you follow the framework. We've got 1.9, then we have the next number, the previous number, and then what's in between both of these. All right, so calculator paper, use your calculator. Okay, so step 1 is we look at the place value. Step 2 is what's the next number, then the previous number, next number, previous number, and then in between, step 3, in between numbers, or their midpoints if you like. All right, so it's x is written to 2 significant figures. So if it's 1.9, the next one will be 2.0. Imagine 19, then 20, like that. Then we can work backwards. 20, 19, 18. So becomes 2.0, 1.9, 1.8. What's in the middle of these two? 1.85 and 1.95. And if you haven't, just to kind of make it easy for you, we add them together. 1.9 plus 2.0 divided by 2, we get 1.95. So add them together, divide by 2. Okay, so that's a nice 2 marks. So let's add that to our tally. 2 marks. Now the next one that is quite straightforward would be question 9. Now what do you notice about question 9? It's come up in paper 1, so therefore we are not going to do that. So those are all the easy questions that I think are in this paper, or questions that take a little bit of time to do. Now we go on to the more worded questions and the more challenging ones. Now I have to head off. I've got a few family things have just popped up, so I was hoping to do a half-an-hour session, but have to reduce it. I will try and do another session today. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you are subscribed so that you get notifications straight away. Take care, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.